Hello friends, my name is Koolio and welcome back to the channel. Today guys, I'm doing kind of a different video than what I usually do. Usually I like to cover games like as soon as they've launched or they've become playable, and I can give you guys my overall first impressions video for those games. However, there is a game I wanted to kind of do like a test video for, and if you guys enjoy this kind of video, if you guys want to see more videos like this in the future, then make sure to hit that like button and let me know down below in the comments. So for this video, this is essentially a game introduction video to a game that is going to be opening up its testing later in this month. The name of the game is called Mobile Suit G Fusion. Now this is a waifu tactical hero collector game that I think looks really good. Now, the reason why I want to introduce this game to you guys and kind of build a little bit of hype around it is I have a lot of people kind of comment about the different graphical styles when it comes to these waifu hero collector games. Now, I feel like when it comes to hero collector games, specifically waifu ones, there's two categories that these games fall into. You've got the really high graphic fidelity, cel-shaded anime style ones, similar to Honkai Impact, and then you've got the beautiful 2D hand-drawn art, and then the chibi animation styles for the actual character models, a la Azure Lane. So this game, however, kind of falls a little bit in between the 2D and the chibi art style. It's a little bit more towards the full, scaled down version of a character model, which I think looks really good. And I'll actually show you that a little bit later in the video. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through and actually show you some of the promotional materials and give you guys kind of my thoughts on the game, why I'm excited for it, as well as kind of break down things that we know so far. So the first image that you see here on the screen is just kind of a basic promotional image for the game, which I think looks really cool. You see three waifus on the screen. One of them is like a freaking Doc Ock one that has this girl dressed in a sexy bunny outfit. She'll actually come in a little bit later in this video. And then you got this one that's got this like crazy mecha armor and this like lightsaber samurai blade, which looks really cool. The next image kind of goes through and shows a similar character wearing the battle armor and a samurai blade that has energy, but behind her it shows a variety of different characters that we'll possibly be able to collect in the game. One that looks like it's got like an archery or like a bow ability, a healer, like a mecha suit and stuff. It's just basically more promotional videos in the game. You can kind of go through and take a look at that later if you guys want to, and I'll leave links down below for you guys that are interested in kind of pre-registering for the game. Now they did say the beta test for it should be coming out either later this week or by the end of the month. The next image is a variety of other waifu collectors that you see in the background. However, this part of it talks about artery gear. I believe this is going to be one of the factions in the game, so you actually get to see which heroes are going to be within that faction. The one in the front looks really cool. She's got like crazy like freaking mechanical wings and like vulture claws or whatever, vulture talons. You see a girl on the back left that's got like a giant cannon thing on her back, and then you've got that same archer girl too. The next image I believe is of the same faction. However, I'm not 100% sure, because when it comes to games like this, hero collectors, when someone's in a specific faction, they have a specific color scheme. So I don't think this is part of the same faction. It could be. I think this might be another faction in the game, but that's just kind of my speculation. This one shows another variety of different characters that you can collect. You see the same like mecha suit ones in the back, and then you've got that girl in the front, these crazy mechanical eagle wings and things like that. It looks really cool. Then you got another promotional video, that promotional thing that kind of talks a little bit about the game. Now it talks how it's going to be a science fiction simulation game. I basically think that what I mean by that is going to be more strategic, and not like there might be things like you can have a dorm room for your characters that you can customize and things like that, similar to games like Azure Lane and Girls Frontline. So that could be where the simulation comes in. However, I think this is going to be more tactical, but I think the gameplay for this game is going to be more akin to games, I don't want to say like Epic 7, but basically like you've got your heroes on the left side of the screen, the monsters on the right side of the screen. That's basically what I'm coming at with their 2D models, which we'll get into a little bit later in this video. Now, the next image I want to show you, it shows that same bunny girl that I was talking about earlier in the video. However, it does give us some more information in regards to gameplay and features that we can expect in it. So the first thing I want to point out to you is this is going to be probably like a story page within the game where you can learn a little bit more about those heroes and see kind of their 2D art style. But on the bottom left, you got this symbol, and below that it says heavy. Now this is the specific class in the game. Is she's going to be playing as a heavy character. Now the next one I want to show you, it shows that this character right here is an aircraft carrier. So most likely we're going to have a variety of different flying units in the game. Maybe units that fly above the other characters. Who knows? But essentially, we're getting another basic class in the game. Now, a couple of these upcoming images I'm going to show you shows a little bit more of a breakdown of certain types or classes that we're going to have within the game. This first one shows that we're going to have melee-based characters. These are probably going to be high DPS, low defense type characters, high mobility. With the next one talking about the heavy characters that we saw before. This is going to be one that has high defense, high health points, going to essentially be the tanks in the game. Next up is a support character. This is probably going to be buffers, healers, and the things like that. And then the last one is that the aircraft one. So basically what we're going to have in the game is you've got the aircraft, the heavy, the attacker characters, the melee characters, and the support characters. Now, these next few images give us a lot more to work with in terms of gameplay mechanics and things that we can expect. So here's the first character. That's the heavy artillery character that we saw at the very beginning, and it shows the basic information on the top left: attack, HP, crit chance, and things like that, as well as below that where it says ability, and it has that B, S, B, A, D, D. I think that represents their specific stats up on the top left. So you can see that her HP is like 3,350 compared to the other characters that you see in this video. That S rank is probably well deserved because that's a really high stat for the character compared to some of the other ones that we're going to see. Now at the very bottom, you see that there's the skills. However, it's got the word equip, but I think that's kind of a mistranslation, but essentially these are the special abilities the character can use. So what I'm assuming is there's one of two possibilities. One, each of the characters will have their basic 3 abilities, and those could be passive and active abilities that you'll see down there in the skills, or they could be all active abilities. Or the second possibility is that you can actually equip other abilities onto this character based off of like what weapons and armors and things that we could equip onto them, if that is something that's going to be introduced into the game. That's why I think that equip is there. If that's not the case, then the equip just basically means skill. So you've got those basic attack skills and things like that. We do have another character that we get to see. She's got a couple of different S rank and B rank and things like that too. You can see her health is significantly lower than the other character. That's why it leads me to believe that that's what that represents, as well as her first S rank you see there kind of right in the middle, I think refers to the crit, and it looks like her crit, as far as I can tell, is like 20-25%, which is significantly higher than the other character. And then you see that she's got the special abilities as well down in the bottom right. Now this is where we're going to get into some of the actual animations for the game, and this is where things are going to really start heating up. So this first one is a walking animation for one of the basic characters. Now I think how the gameplay essentially is going to work is we're going to jump into a map that's got multiple stages on it. However, you won't actually phase in and out of different stages. You just start on the far left. Once you defeat the enemies on the right, your characters will then automatically begin to move from left to right until you engage another enemy, and that's kind of what I'm getting from this walking animation. This next animation that we get to see shows a sniper character. I think this is the basic attack animations for the 3 different skills, or possibly 2 different skills in the game. She's got like a basic, like a barrage attack, and then she kind of jumps back and uses a sniper attack. Now that could all be one attack animation, possibly like an ultimate or something like that, but I have another GIF, another animation thing later in this video. So that's the first attack animation, and then we have an idle animation for a character where it just shows him standing. But I want to point out that in the back of this animation you see another character standing there. That leads me to believe that we're gonna have all the characters standing off to the left, possibly 3 or 4 heroes on your team, and they'll be separated. Now the way that the character in the back is kind of set farther back, I'm assuming one of 2 things. One, that's just kind of set there the way that they wanted to do the basic idle animations, or 2, the camera will actually kind of zoom in and out and kind of dynamically change based off of which character that you have currently selected. Now the last thing I want to show you shows what I believe is an ultimate ability. You see a character kind of charge up with a lance, charge forward, jump up there, and then slam the ground. So that leads me to believe that the characters in this game are going to have ultimate abilities that are going to be really, really cool looking, and you kind of get to see how the characters interact with the 3D background environment of the game. And I can tell you, like, the game looks really, really beautiful. So that is my gameplay introduction for the Mobile Suit G Fusion game, which I'm hoping to be able to get into the closed beta test within about a week or 2, so I can actually show you guys some of the gameplay mechanics. But like I said, if you enjoy game videos like this, where I just kind of introduce you to an upcoming game and kind of break it down as a sneak peek preview, then let me know down below in the comments. Let me know your guys' thoughts on this game. If you're excited, if you're gonna give it a try, if you think the 2D slash chibi, it's not exactly like a chibi style, but it's kind of in between the scaled down version of a 2D model and a chibi style, which I think is kind of a good common ground for a lot of people. Let me know what your guys' thoughts are on that type of animation. Well guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more mobile gaming videos coming in the future. See you, my friends.